Hi everyone, welcome back. As you can hear, I am quite excited because it is race day, but it's still in the shop. Thank you all so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe if you like what you see. If you go through the back catalog, maybe you'll see something that you enjoy. Maybe I entertain you a little bit. It's free and it helps me a ton. Today we're racing again, but today's a special day because it's doubleheader day. Yeah, we have two features tonight. The promoters thought that they would offer us 6 races at the beginning of the year. Then we had a rain out or some issue, and they're like, well, we're still gonna give you 6 races. And I said, cool. So 6 races it is, let's get to it. Story time. Car is on jacks right now. It's on the hydraulic ones, the nice ones, because I had to get up underneath it last night because of this. I'm gonna shove you under to see if you can hear it when I move it back and forth. That's not the exhaust. That sound you hear was the tail housing of the transmission, and the sound was resonating through the drive shaft. Now, let me grab it right here. You can see there's a bushing right there, kinda. I can't really point to it, I'm holding a camera. But my belief is that the transmission, for some reason, sorry for all the noises, got hot. I don't know how. Maybe I ran it a little low on fluid. Maybe it had a tiny leak. Maybe I didn't fill it up all the way, whatever happened. But I think that it had some sort of problem where it ran low on fluid. And I think that the tail shaft bushing, whatever the hell you call it, got hot and expanded. And it kind of grabbed the drive shaft and it was starting to creak and make noise. Like it was dragging. You could hear it, like it sounded like dry metal creaking, you know what I mean? So last night, day before racing, car went back in the air. I'm under the car, I'm ripping the transmission out. I have a couple spares that I could put in, like this one down here, wherever it is. There he is. I just rebuilt that one, but it's covered in dust and crap because I haven't put it away yet. I got the spare one in the trailer, but the ratios would only be good to run 3rd gear. I wouldn't be able to shift very well with it. If I needed to, usually I don't need to, but we'll gloss over that. I'm finding oil everywhere. Like I was thrashing so hard on this car that I'm literally wiping it down as I'm talking to you, but I got it torn apart. I took another old tail shaft off the shelf here and I just kind of hosed it off with brake cleaner and a brush and cleaned it up, and I stuck it on the transmission and put oil back in it. I think it was 2.5 hours for me to yank it out, refurb, put it back in, and top it off with oil. And it seems like the problem's gone away. It's not making noise anymore. I thought we had a broken yoke on the transmission, or not the transmission, on the drive shaft or something. It's a new center section for the rear end. Well, it's not really new, it's the old one. I just kind of went back to it, but it never made this noise before. That has oil in it, that's good to go. So I think we solved it, but I gotta stop talking and get to work because we gotta get this thing loaded. Actually, I lied, I gotta put it on scales first. Finalize that because that's what I do before I load it. Then we gotta load it, but I gotta clean up all these tools and all this stuff that I've left out and all these things left everywhere and get the box cleaned up. So we got to do that first. Sounds pretty good. Pretty hot. I'm gonna go take a shower, get my clothes ready, and strap her down, and we should be ready to go. So I'll see you there, and hopefully I have good luck this time. So I'm pretty sure we'll be better than last time, because we went back to what worked, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't playing some games, but usually when I do that, it doesn't work out. So hopefully they do this time, and I'm all done with failure. Like I said before in my previous video, we're done. So I'll see you at the track. So we're off to a good start. I've got probably 10 or 15 honeybees on my car. This is great.
The number 73 of Larry Leadfoot Barnett. Jason Jacobus, the number 7, will start 5th on the field. Outside of him, row number 3, Ryan Waterman. He is the number 75. Rolls off to turn number 4, and
Yeah. Uh-oh. It's getting worse before it gets better over here. Okay. Good. It's the next day, and well after I got home from work, I decided to go in here and you can see my hair because I've been doing this all day. I decided to come in here and start cleaning up the shop because it was a disgusting mess, and I got my ventilator fan back so it would get all the dust out. So this is me now. I took a day to at least decompress a little bit because I am still incredibly upset over our performance lately. People have been saying, hey, you know, you didn't really do that bad. You got some top 10s. You had a clean car at the end of the night, whatever. But I'm like, yeah, that's fine and all. But at the end of the day, it's like, well, we were a top 3 car, you know? We were top 3 last year. We finished second in points. We didn't finish off the podium in like almost any race, you know? Now we can barely finish top 10. Like, what happened? So I'm disappointed, but I'm not disappointed enough to really, I had to take the night to really kind of think about it. And I'm like, you know, I don't even want to race anymore. But it's like, well, you know, you kind of jump into conclusions here. You know, you got to take a big step back and think about, all right, what's different? Well, I went through the rear end and I changed all the mounting points, and now the car's sucked ever since. Yeah, but you did all the math, and you know, measured it off the car and made sure it was square and checked your wheelbase and everything was perfect, and now the car actually moves. Yeah, but what if it actually worked because it was crooked in the car and it actually helped it turn in and drive off better, and I was actually running faster because of that? Now, is it binding up because it's rolling over because you didn't do it right a second time? That's my problem. And the usual watchers of this channel will know that I run a floating Ford 9-inch that I literally built on this channel. And if it was a street car, I'm sure it would be fine. You know, the wheelbase was straight, everything worked. But in a race car, things kind of happen differently. And if I have a mount maybe tweaked just a little bit, when the car rolls over, it might bind it up. But me pushing on a corner in the garage does not really show what you're loading on the racetrack. So, plus aftermarket mounts are a little bit different shape than stock, and they don't fit the geometry perfectly and this and that. And it's like, well, maybe I screwed it up a second time. So that's what I'm taking into consideration right now. I've gotten a corner of the shop opened up over here so that I can take and bring some rear end housings in. If you watched a couple videos ago, you saw me take and try to build one, and it didn't go well. I actually have another carrier to try in case the spacer was bad. I'll probably post another video about it, but if you're wondering why you didn't really see any of the second race, it is because I did this. Yeah. For the second time with that camera, I put it on time-lapse mode. Brilliant. I thought that if I just changed the setting in the camera, when you hit on a GoPro Hero 8 or whatever it is, when you hit the record button, it does auto record and it should start recording. But I had it in camera mode. So when you turn the camera on by the side button and then you hit the top shutter button, it films video. But if you just hit the top button, it time lapses. Why? That's stupid. Anyway, from the first race, we made changes. I think it was a little tight. So I took and I loosened it up a little bit, and we reset the bar, and I think we changed tires after the first race because they were hot. They were hot. It had a heat cycle on them, so I figured, why not? We'll just put some tires on it, and maybe the older tires will be better in tour rubber. Well, they weren't. First lap, I was dead sideways on the start, and because the tires hadn't heated up yet, so that was good, brilliant. Maybe if I just left the old tires on, it probably would have been fine. And the car was now looser than the first race, so now I couldn't drive off. So that's brilliant. Anyway, this axle's coming out. The Ford 9-inch that I built is coming out. I got two stock rear axles outside that I'm gonna bring in here. I gotta get my toolbox out. I gotta unload the trailer and stuff still. I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna try to at least make a surface in this area here and put them on jack stands so that I can open them up. I'm really kind of like this, like hoping that the new carrier will work and that I can actually put that 456 together, because for a little backstory, I'm building that 456 rear to be Stafford legal, and if I want to, I can either leave it open or put a posi in it or lock it up, whatever you want to call it. We put a mini spool in it and run it wherever, it's allowed, like Thompson or whatever. And hopefully I can build that and try a rear end with some stock geometry in it, just to see if I screwed up my rear end when I built it or something, and if this housing is even salvageable. I mean, maybe I can take it somewhere like a professional with a jig, have them cut the mounts off it, check it for straightness, square it up, put the mounts back on. Maybe it'll be good in the future, because I know plenty of guys who run these rears and they have no problem whatsoever. Knowing me, I guarantee you I screwed it up. So I finished 6th and then 8th. There might have been a DQ second race. That's a rumor. Never heard anything. Not even gonna, push that out there. So I'll just call it 6th and 8th. We shouldn't be finishing that far back, though. If you saw how I ran last year when I didn't finish off the podium like any race and finish second in points, we're so much better than this. So I'm going to go through my inventory. I might have a bolt-in axle 9-inch. Maybe I'll put that in. Maybe I'll try these 7.5s. I got... Actually, why don't I show you? I got this one here that Jeff sent me, or my buddy Jeff gave to me. Looks pretty straight. Kind of boogery welds, but I mean, it's a free rear end, dude. What do you want? It's got some nice bushings in it already. The pickup points all look straight. It just looks like a decent core with some racing axles in it. And I got this one that I built, which is not really built, but it's only put together just in case I needed a spare. So this is coming back in the garage. That's gonna come in the garage and get torn apart. And I'll probably put out another video on building these again, just to see if I can actually do it right. I talk to a lot of people in racing, and I take everything they say with a grain of salt, because I know me, and I know that I wouldn't give away speed secrets if I had one, but I just asked for their opinion, and that's not going to really hurt me at all. And they said, yeah, we don't have that problem. I'm like, are you running an open or a locked rear? And they, mixed opinion, and that's the rule that we have. We have you can run either open with spider gears, open rear diff with spider gears, so at least one wheel is driving, depending on which one doesn't have traction, or locked completely. Like, why am I walking away from stuff? Like this, with a spool. Notice it's not in my car. I don't even know if it's legal, so it's just sitting on the shelf. So Didn't really matter what I did with mine, open or locked. Same story, no bite, no drive. Open was a little bit better. Yes, I managed to take a floating 9-inch and make it an open diff. Don't ask. But I think it's all geometry based. Don't take what I do with a grain of salt. Don't think that what one thing is better than the other one. I mean, I've watched guys win with both. I've watched guys win this year with all different types of axles, stock, aftermarket, open, locked. It really doesn't matter. It's all kind of driver's preference at this point. So I'm just going to do what I need to do to try to figure out what's wrong. The only variable that I have that's left that I haven't changed is the actual housing itself. And I think it's a geometry problem, but I'm going to go through and I'm going to take everything apart again. I'm going to take the spindles off, make sure the lowers and the front move properly. I checked the uppers already. I got a vibration in the drive line again. That's great. It didn't have one in the first race. Now I got another one, and it was actually pretty bad. And I thought something was breaking. So I'm like, this is bad. This is not good at all. So I'm going to have to go through that again and hope for the best. But look out for a new video I'll be doing on the new axle build. And I hope you actually appreciate the honesty that I bring to this channel, because I show you my failures. I show you that stuff just doesn't work all the time. Stuff that you can try just isn't going to be the thing that, is your magic bullet. It's not going to be, what you really were looking for. And sometimes it just happens, I mean, I've had bad seasons racing before. It's happened, I've finished on the podium in points 4 out of the 5 seasons. Notice it was 4 out of 5 and not 5 out of 5 because I had a bad year. This year is shaping up to be relatively similar, and that just kind of happens, and you just got to kind of regroup and understand that every time I came up with an idea, I said, hey, I got a great idea. This is going to solve our problems. And then you get punched in the face and knocked back on your ass. And then you come up with another idea and you say, I got it. Now we've really got them on, the ropes, and we've got it figured out now. And you get punched in the face again and you're back on your ass. Well, I've gotten punched in my face about 5 or 6 different times this year. And that's pretty much how many races we've run. And that's where we're at. So we'll try this. We'll try it. And hopefully I can get that rear built. But until next time, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe if you can. Again, it's free. It doesn't cost you nothing, and it helps me a ton because if I get more subscribers, I can get ad revenue, and maybe someday we can get enough subscribers onto this thing that maybe this will help me pay for racing, because I just want to do this, and I can't do it forever, but I want to do it now. So thank you again. I appreciate it. Wait for that next video. It's coming soon. Take it easy.